Greetings and welcome to this episode of Rhino School of Rock. Today we're going to be featuring what I think is going to be a pretty excellent program because it's going to answer the question for a lot of you guys. We get asked very often, why should we consider buying a GIA Excellent diamond from your website, from goodoldgold.com. So in this video, we're going to be taking a peek at two diamonds that are GIA Excellents. But before we look at those diamonds, first we're going to look at the basic information that you can get off of just most websites out there that are featuring diamonds on the internet. Okay, so the first piece of information that we're going to be looking at is what is generally provided by all or most websites selling diamonds on the internet, and that will be the basic lab report data that you see. So here up on the screen now you see the details on the GIA report. Okay, and we got the basic data here showing it is a round brilliant cut diamond. Okay, with facet measurements from 6.70 to 6.75 by 4.08. It's a 113. It's an H color. It's an SI1 with the GIA Excellent cut grade. We have some more meaningful information down here at the bottom of the report where the diamond's proportions are listed. Okay, 34.5 degree crown angles, 40.8 pavilion angles, 59% table, 60.7 depth. And I know to most of you, you're thinking, all right, I don't need to know all these numbers. I just need to know that it's a GIA Excellent. For those people who are researching further information online and want to confirm that the GIA Excellent they're considering is going to be perhaps one of the better GIA Excellents, you may have researched and found places, websites like Pricescope.com, which feature a tool called the Holloway Cut Advisor. Okay, and we're going to go on to that right now. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this information from the GIA report and input it into the Holloway Cut Advisor. The depth we see on the GIA report is 60.7. The table size is 59. The crown angles 34.5, and the pavilion angles at 40.8. Using angle information is always more accurate on the Holloway Cut Advisor, and when we hit go, we find a Holloway Cut Advisor score of 1.7 or excellent. Okay, so all indicators on this diamond look like it's a green light go. Okay, because the best scores on the Holloway Cut Advisor are going to be under a 2. Okay, now what we're going to do is look at these two diamonds side by side, and I want to show you their optical properties alongside of one of our hand-selected GIA Excellents, which for the most part score under a 2 on the Holloway Cut Advisor, but can sometimes even score over a 2. Take a look at the brightness of these two diamonds side by side, and tell me if you were buying based on what you saw as you're looking at the brightness and contrast of these two diamonds. Tell me, which one would you pick? Now, take a look at the difference in the sparkle scintillation of the two diamonds. You'll notice more sparkle in one of these two diamonds. Okay. Now we take a look at the fire of these two diamonds in a stronger spotlighting environment and look at the visual differences. Okay, so you're seeing now two diamonds with two different types of optics that are both fall in the GIA Excellent category. So you see, if we were buying online and didn't see these visual differences, we'd think these diamonds were equal in beauty, and when they clearly are not. All right, now what we're going to do is I'm going to take you into some of our lab analysis on this diamond with the adverse optics. It's the GIA Excellent, and show you some other details that we look at. Okay, and this first detail that I'm going to pull up for you is a report that we generate on all of our diamonds called a helium report. And on the helium report, you know, working with the optical technologies that we have for the years that we have, we've become intimately familiar with what types of numbers to look for on here. And one of the sets of numbers that GIA does not report on their lab reports, and neither does AGS or any lab that we know of, are the upper girdle angles. Okay, and if you'll notice here on this helium report, it says upper girdle angles average at 45 degrees. So I know this is Chinese to most of you, but when we see this here in our lab, it's one of the things that we look for when we're hand selecting diamonds for our inventory and for our clients. We happen to know that upper girdle angles at an average of 45 degrees is a no-no. All right, and another thing that we note on this report numerically is the deviation from the minimum and maximum crown angles of over a degree. It doesn't sound like a lot, but in the world of diamonds, a deviation from minimum to maximum of over a degree can make a visual difference, like what you saw. All right, but we're going to bring you down into a little bit more detail. We're going to go away from numbers because numbers can be very confusing if you don't understand how those numbers translate to optics. So we're going to pull up on the screen some of our optical examinations. This graphic that you see coming up on the screen now is called a Diam X-ray examination that we perform. And in the Diam X-ray, you can see these white areas of leakage under the table. You can also see pale, very pale reds around the sides. For the most part, this diamond is kicking back light off the pavilion, but there is light leakage in it, and there's light leakage around the edges. But looking at this image alone is insufficient data for us, because while Diam X-ray shows us what's coming off the pavilion, the ASET examination shows us what's coming off the what's coming into the crown. And here is the ASET right alongside the Diam X-ray, and you can see these greens. Those are where the upper girdle angles are. And greens around the upper girdle angles tells us that the diamond's crown is drawing in light, unwanted light off the horizon as opposed to light from above. And this is something that's also causing those adverse optics in the diamond. So this leakage, coupled with those upper girdle angles, causes this diamond to get a hit in the light performance. All right, GIA doesn't pick that up. When we do further analysis on this diamond, we see that its brilliant scope results also suffer. Every diamond in our inventory, especially every round diamond in our inventory, we will put under GEM-X brilliant scope analysis. And you can see the results here are only no greater than high. Minimum results that we look for are high, very high, high on the brilliant scope. So this diamond is suffering in that optical analysis on the brilliant scope. The numbers are wacky. When we take this diamond and run it under the AGS Laboratories proprietary light performance grading software, we see that this diamond takes a light performance deduction of 2, and primarily in the area of brightness, okay, which we were able to visually discern in the video as we were comparing the brightness and contrast of the two diamonds. But I would also point out that not only did this diamond take a hit in brightness, but it also took a hit in sparkle and also in fire, okay, because it wasn't as beautiful as the other diamond that we were looking at. So, is a GIA excellent all the time? Not in our opinion. Before we're going to drop the bucks on a diamond, or we're going to encourage our clients into any particular diamond, we believe that you should walk into your decision with this kind of information. If not, to us it's like rolling the dice, and when it comes to thousands of dollars of your hard-earned money, we don't believe that you should be rolling the dice. We believe that you should be making a decision based on concrete information, and that's why we're here. We're here to serve and provide you with that data. Now, this information that we were looking at has strictly been cut data. We then further look at clarity data that's not provided on the GIA report, color information, to make sure that we handpick for you the most beautiful diamond for your money. All right, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this program. Thank you.